Landfills are kinda gross, but with 37% of global municipal waste going to landfills, it's no wonder that there's some insane engineering that goes into a well-designed one. And that's exactly what we'll be discussing in today's video. The benefits of modern engineered landfills, the inner workings of them, and what happens when they're not really well maintained. Guys, welcome to another episode of Tech Dynamics. I'm Thomas, and today we're discussing landfills. With tons of waste dumped at landfills globally, it's no wonder that these megastructures need to be well designed. And actually, the first and kinda the most important part of any landfill is choosing the right location. Factors such as volume of waste that can be stored and distance to neighboring cities play a major role in deciding where to start digging the hole. But engineers also have to consider environmental and visual impacts. When we think of a landfill, the first thing that probably comes to mind is a massive hole filled with junk. But the answer is a bit more complicated than that. You see, most landfills start off as a large, excavated hole. However, if we were to start dumping waste straight away, some serious problems would emerge. You see, solid municipal waste produces contaminated liquids as it decomposes. The scientific term for that is leachate. And if this leachate were to seep into the soil and eventually the water table, it would be devastating for the surrounding ecosystems and waterways. And because landfills are exposed to the environment, rain and precipitation also pose an issue. This brings us to the main purpose of an engineered landfill, which is to prevent contamination and leakage of harmful liquids to the surrounding environment. This is mainly done by a liner placed at the bottom of the hole before any waste can be dumped. The liner is made from an impermeable plastic membrane, though some variations exist with layers of gravel or clay being added, creating a composite structure. However, sealing off the leachate inside the landfill creates another problem. We now have to deal with a stagnant, contaminated liquid. That's why most engineered landfills today have a complex drainage system consisting of pipes protected by clay or gravel to extract and transfer leachate to collection tanks, where it could be treated or neutralized by biological or chemical processes. Another issue we mentioned earlier is rainwater. To reduce the amount of rainwater seeping into a landfill, a daily cover has become a requirement in a lot of countries. This also reduces odors and diseases spread by birds, insects, or rodents. Some mainly consist of soil, but alternatives such as paper sludge and reused plastics are also used. Another big problem with landfills is fire. In late April of 2024, a landfill in Delhi erupted in flames. The main cause of this outbreak was attributed to methane gas, which is released as waste decomposes. I'm not really gonna go into the mismanagement, which was definitely another factor of this incident. That's a topic for another series I'm working on, by the way, on engineering disasters. Incidences such as this are the reason why engineered landfills have gas extraction wells. Some even have blowers that pump in fresh air, such as this one, to increase the flow of harmful gases. The extracted methane gas could be put to good use by gasification plants, generating electricity from waste. On average, 1 ton of municipal solid waste can generate up to 1 megawatt hour of electricity. If you've ever been stuck in traffic behind a garbage truck, well, one of the things you notice is this, the compactor. This is used to reduce the volume of garbage. Compactness of waste determines how much waste we can squeeze in a landfill. However, landfill operators also use massive roller compactors to increase the density on site even more. When the landfill is full, well, the only thing that's left is to close it up. With the same method, the bottom liner is done. A composite layer of clay and plastic is placed on top, effectively sealing it forever. Once the site is closed, operators are required to monitor air, water, leachate, and smells from the site for a number of years. Some sites have been transformed to public parks, such as Mount Rushmore in Virginia. New Jersey has opted to install solar farms on its closed landfills. Environmentalist groups are planting native trees and plants. These are all great ideas of how we can transform and reuse a place filled with junk we don't really think about after being thrown away. To be honest, guys, before making this video, I didn't really know much about how landfills are being reused as public parks. And at least it's good to see that some good comes out from a pile of trash. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button, and I highly recommend you watch this video next, where I explain some incredible engineering of cooling towers. And I will see you all next week.